Let's move to the next panel. This panel will absolutely teach you everything about making the right content for the web. The topic, let's decode building content for the next generation of viewers. I would like to first call on stage the moderator for the session, Mr. Samar Kagalwala, the Executive Vice President, Marketing, Yes Bank. Welcome you, sir. Now, the panelists, one by one, please. Mr. Anirudh Pandita, founder, Pocket, Aces, Filter Coffee, Dice Media, Gobble and Loco. I'll also request people to not walk while in front of the panel. Thank you so much. Mr. Deepak Sehgal, head of the content, Applause Entertainment. Mr. Goldie Behel, producer, director, Rose in Audiovisual. Mr. Sagar Gokhale, COO, QKey Digital. Mr. Samir Saxena, Chief Content Officer, Head TVF. What a panel. Can we please have a big round of applause for everybody? And I'll leave the stage with Mr. Samar Kagalwala. Sir, over to you.
Thank you so much. Firstly, thank you to Siddharth, Ashish, and the entire team of IWM for inviting me. It's good to see, it was very pleasing to get an invitation to moderate a session on content. We usually habituated as bankers to moderate loan syndication deals and all, but it's good to be here. We have a very esteemed panel, of course, no need to further elaborate on the kind of class they get on the stage. When the topic came to me on decoding the content for the future, it just, I just had some thoughts in my mind about what sort of content are we looking and what is content all about, Because content always existed. It's not that something's got invented today and, we got to popularize for tomorrow. Even when the man could not speak, he could draw. He could communicate, and that's content. Today also, man doesn't speak, he types, and he communicates. So that's still a content. It's about how do we want to take it to the future or the next generation is what we're going to decode. Decode is a quite a evolved word, but, how do we unwrap the future of content? So, let's start off with the hypothesis. What is content for future? Content was there, content is today, and content will be tomorrow. So if we could have every panelist, just share some thoughts on this. So what's content for tomorrow? And what's your view on that?
Yeah, I can take that. See, for us, we've always thought about this question from a point of view of distribution, right? And like the last speaker talked about the mobile phone becoming such a big part of the entertainment experience. So a simple way to think about it is what can the phone do that the other things cannot do, right? And then you get to your content strategy, right? That's how we think about it. So there are three things which we feel happened because of the phone coming in. One is that it completely unlocked a new attention band, right? So in the morning when you're coming to work, you read a paper, you read a book, or you sleep. You're at work, half the websites, I used to be a banker, half the websites were banned, so we couldn't do anything. Today, everyone just gets on their phone, watches a Facebook video, you'll get a WhatsApp message, Suprabhat in the morning, right? So short-form content and snacking on content becomes a behavior. That content didn't have a distribution medium earlier in the kind of scale that it has today. Second is that personalization is happening, right? You're talking about users, that's very true. And to me, that inverts the supply demand on the content side, right? Before it was like 5 big TV channels, they have 5 primetime slots, 25 shows. The buyer's winning there every single day, right? Now, when he has to make for you, me, him, we have thousands of cohorts of users. The amount of content that you need is huge, which is why you see Netflix is spending in the US. It's huge, as big as all the other networks together. So the supply demand there changes for long form as well, right? And the third part is that interactivity that the phone gives you, nobody else has that, right? So on your Tata Sky remote, you have green, blue, red button, right? But the phone does much better than that, right? So interactive content and gaming becomes important as well.
In fact, there is a big debate that which is your second screen now. Previously it was assumed that mobile is a second screen, but in some part of the country and the world, mobile is taking over as the first.
We internally don't even say we're a mobile first country. We say we're a mobile only country.
I deal with long form content, so which has remained pretty effective right from before audio visual was even out there. People used to write books. So for me, a good story, well told, will always work, whether it is for the younger people or the older people. And so a good story, well told, is the content of the future and the past.
So long form is there to stay, definitely.
Absolutely. Actually, they pretty much covered it all between them. But also a very big hand of technology, you know. When I mean technology, I mean a lot of coding is going to come into even content creation as in storytelling, you know, which is something that has not yet been explored to its fullest at the moment. So when we write a story, we don't have the tech in mind, you know, we're just imagining characters and human emotions and stuff like that. But as I see the future, more and more tech will get more and more involved. Like say James Cameron does it at a very big scale, you know. It'll start filtering down to, like you said, on the mobile screens and stuff like that. So you'll have more interactive, more augmented stuff, more virtual reality stuff. And I think that's really exciting, you know, something beyond 3D, personalized 3D. Lots of stuff happening in the US, lots of people trying out stuff over here. I just saw somebody did a little, you know, show and tell about how green screen is no longer relevant, you know. And you can actually replace the background without doing green screen by just capturing the light data and the character data separately, you know. So I think the more and more as content creators, we get educated about technique along with storytelling and emotions, of course. Those are the you know, primary and elementary things that will never change. You know.
In fact, in the recent example of the Black Mirror, you know, when they gave the user the choice of choosing their end. You know, what a brilliant the composite of storytelling and technology put together.
I think we give the West too much credit for this. We have been doing all this on TV long time back.
Z did it long back.
You know, multiple endings and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Videsh mein hota hai, we do it abroad so people, you know, sample it far more. We have done all this stuff over here a long time back. But yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, that's part of interactivity, you know. And definitely more and more stuff like that will come out because you got to innovate not only in storytelling but also in tech.
Something for you, Salman?
So, see, the way we look at it is that mobile has really changed the game for all of us, right? When we started this business at QQ about 2014, 2015, we were seeing about only 45% of the users coming from mobile. In today's day and age, you're talking about 90% of the users all using mobile, right? And as mobile reaches every hand, the kind of content that they consume completely changes, right? So the biggest category that we've seen post-Geo has been the indie content category, which is new creators. Like there was a time when only a certain kind of content would work on the internet. But today, people are giving beauty tips. People have really taken the content down and they're really talking to their community. So building communities is also really important. Not that I'm trying to say that, you know, the long format, beautiful content will not work, but today we are really looking at the era of, you know, really community building specific content, which is snacky to consume, but gives you a lot of information at the same time.
Right. In fact, you know what Sameer mentioned in his discussion, that it's a mass of niche. There's so many niches, communities that are getting built that you try to, you know, address.
Niche is the new mass.
It's a new mass, exactly. Something for you.
Right. So I guess pretty much everyone has covered all the points. But just to add to that, you know, I think content. There's going to be different types of content in future. You know, the different ways of consuming content. I guess what's important for us is. We start experimenting with the content that we make, you know, because that's going to be the future. You know? We need to be the ones who should try coming up with interactive content, like what Netflix did with Black Mirror. You know, I guess that's what is very key also, because I think we have this is a very early stage. I still believe we are at a very early stage of digital medium. You know, we have been trying to tell stories in the usual format, but I guess if we are looking for future, we need to start experimenting ourselves a little bit more, you know, and see what works, what doesn't work for the audience.
Very fair. In fact, you know, unfortunately or fortunately, I'm the only one representing the brand side. You know, The biggest challenge that we face is with the growth of usage of IoT, AR, VR, voice. How do brands stand out in this entire space of, the different consumption pattern and the entire change that's evolving on the content front? So how do you think brands can evolve and stand out in this race?
See, I think if all of us on this podium would say the same thing, make more content with content creators, because that's the only way to sort of engage with the community. Like we were talking 5 minutes back, that any conflict which the brand is facing, if it's an interesting story idea, it will build a community around it, right? So that's where, according to us, and not in a display ad, but where brands really shine out the best is when they're investing in stories. And if those stories are powerful, it'll for sure work for a brand. And there are many case studies where it has worked really well for a brand.
So one thing is a story being powerful story, and other thing is the searchability of that story. How does consumer, find me out the way or the time they want me or I want them to find me out? And that's where these technologies are playing a very critical role these days.
I think beyond that is about being authentic, and being true to your ethnicity, These are a few things that make you stand out and make you build that community that you were saying. So if you're authentic to who you are and where you come from, then you get that community with you, and you're talking to at least that niche, like you said. So I think the more and more we go global, the more and more we go, native in a sense. So it's going to be a mix of both, but you cannot lose out your individuality. So as an Indian content maker, if my content looks just like any other American show or a Spanish show, then I've lost my individuality. I've lost my, it could look great, but then they have people in the West doing that, They have stories that are more authentic to them that are doing that. I need to tell stories that are, global, yet very, very Indian. Like I've just done with my new series, Rejects, on Z5. There are, it's a story about 7 Indian kids, but they are studying in a global school in Singapore. So at no point did we lose out on their Indianness, although we set them in an international, environment. So I think that's something that is very, very important. That's what's going to help everybody build their own, community and, their crowd.
Yeah, I wanted to add a little bit on that. So for us, advertising is a proxy for attention, right? So if you're running a brand today, you have to really think about where is the attention going, right? If the attention's on TikTok, you're an attention trader, you have to find where the best value for your dollar is. And for us, we run an interactive gaming platform called Loco, and I actually did the media planning for that. And the most amount of money we spent was all on content, and we got phenomenal results because we have seen that that's an underexploited opportunity, right? Guys like us in TV have gone hoarse talking about, kind of results we get, the kind of retention you get, the viewership you're getting. So I think you have to realize what works there. Second is, I believe that the media plan of the future is changing from just TV, print, and all this, right? If you're moving towards the digital, heavy media plan, that is going to be divided into 2 parts. One is this pre-roll, post-roll, the traditional inventory-based advertising, but that advertising is getting squeezed, right? So YouTube is best for me, what works best is the 6-second bumper, right? And Satya's here, you can ask him what works later for other advertisers. But it's becoming shorter and shorter. So if you want to tell a story, how do you use your product? What's the brand ethic? Maybe some category problem you're trying to solve, you have to start spending on content. So I think the media plan of the future will look like large inventory buys, which you will have to do, which your advertising agency or media agency will help you with the big platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and then the content creators do the rest. And you have to, if you don't invest in content, your rival is going to do it, and then you're just paying a higher price for it tomorrow.
And I guess brands have also evolved. Back in the early days, they used to come to us. They used to come to Philtocopy. I'm sure that they used to stress on the in-your-face advertising. But then slowly, I think they realized with the work that Philtocopy has done, with what TVF has done, with Tripling, Gamery Family, or Coda Factory, you see that once you start investing in the stories, in the characters, once the brand becomes organic to the story, that's when the audience also starts realizing the value of the brand. They actually appreciate the brand rather than seeing like a typical ad, in your face kind of thing.
So basically, if they have to move from attention to retention, it's
but actually,
Correct.
I don't think Indian brands have any idea how to use content as a brand building exercise.
It's a struggle,
Because
clearly.
y'all are very bothered about that 5-second, 10-second, all that rubbish. There
And
was a
ROI.
series called Dallas, where one of the richest families was portrayed. They all drove Mercedes. There was not one Mercedes ad on that, or one. So, but it was just by the use that rich family used Mercedes, and they pushed themselves into a.
India has their perceptions of their
Because
own.
even in tripling, Tata Tiago was all over my face, even though they used it. But I still could.
But did the consumer complain? I really want to ask. I challenge that notion because
No,
we do
it's not about the consumer complaining on it. It's how you use it into a subliminal.
So for,
context.
I think for a lot of brands, it's still the in-brand placement, which they believe it's the.
There are many
branded
types. There's actual usage. There is projected usage. There is product versus brand. If I'm launching a product, then obviously these 5-second, 10-second all work more. But if it's a brand like Rolls-Royce, and the rich are somebody supposed to use it or you have to use it differently.
But yeah, they are evolving. They are not yet there. I think they're still learning.
So, Samir, you would be getting like tons of mails with freelancers giving their own bits of content, scripts. How do you reject a script? Or how do you reject a piece of content?
Such bolna,
And-
Samir.
And I specifically ask this because this audience is a mix of aspiring, writers. So, what would be your 2 bits on it?
How do you reject? I think, how do we accept is what I can tell.
Fair.
Oh. All we look for is a good story idea. No, actually not just an idea, because we strongly believe that, a one-line idea can be very exciting, but what actually matters is what comes on the paper. So for us, yes, we do get lots of emails every day, lots of one-liners every day, but we never take any one-liners. We ask the people to send us a good one-pager or an episode at least. And for us, it's pretty simple. A good story is what we are looking for. Can be any genre, any format, long form, short form, but it has to be good, interesting, engaging. And honestly, we have our filters, but that's a longer discussion.
Okay, I'll just continue with you on this. So while you work on a crisp narrative, to be very specific, and when sometimes brands come to you, does your creative freedom take a backseat? Do you think sometimes you don't go full out on your creative bit just because you need to make your narrative a bit crisper?
Yes, there are times when that happens. There are times when we talk to the brands and they don't understand exactly what we are trying to convey, and they are hell-bent on, asking us to do things in a certain way.
Completely understand that.
Yeah, but correct. So they are still evolving. But there are times when they have understood what we have tried to communicate. Like a good example would be Kota Factory. Doing India's first black and white series, and that too like a 40-45 minute episode. It's a huge experiment. It's a huge challenge. But the brand did it because they completely trusted our creative instinct. They said, okay, if you guys are doing it, we believe in you, go ahead and do it. But that's one extreme of it. There is the other extreme where we do have to make some compromise. But I guess, as I said, it's a learning process for the brands also. Slowly they are getting there. And I hope that sooner we'll have more cases like Kota Factory where we have complete creative freedom, and lesser the other cases.
Oh, absolutely, and I think, like you said, the brands also need to learn and evolve with the expertise that you get on table. Guli, we are talking of storytelling, as the form of communication. What would be your advice to the writers of tomorrow? Because writers are the core of content, right? And like you said, it's all about what I imagine and what I bring on table sells. So there are a lot of writers sitting in this room. What would be your one advice as a filmmaker and as a person who curates so much of content for digital? How does this community look for tomorrow, or what does it look for tomorrow?
Like I said earlier, I think it's more important to be authentic and more native to where you come from and where you're arriving from. Be true to yourself and where you're coming from. Try and tell stories that you're comfortable in, or get comfortable in that world and then tell that story. Let's not try and work too much out of just imagination. Actually touch and feel it. before you try and tell that story. And yeah, I think that's primary, and that's the basis of telling a true story and a real story. You know, when I say true and real, I don't mean it needs to be hard and gritty all the time. You know, it could be it could be a fantastical world, but that world also needs to have its trueness. It needs to have its logics. It needs to have its own world, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, don't lose your individuality. You know, that individuality is who you are, and that's the stories that you're going to tell.
But I'm sure there are a lot of pressures from the producers, of the shows, and sometimes your individual or creative freedom takes a back seat when
well, I'm not a platform. I'm not someone like these guys, who get a lot of, or I don't interact too much with brands. You know, I go and pitch my material to platforms, and unfortunately don't own any of the IP. But I think it is more important that, sorry, I lost my chain of thought that time.
about individualistic creative freedom versus what the demand is from,
No, I don't think so. I think that, I think people work with people more than stories and more than, words, So if there is an individual standing in front of me, who is standing out, I will work with that person. Even if a story is maybe not living up to his potential as I see as a person, So for me, that is of prime importance, as a storyteller, as a director, as a producer, you're working with people constantly. That's our raw material, people and their emotions, So be as expressive and be as individual as you can, even as writers.
Being expressive is, it's very key. The more expressive you are, the more connect you can build. Anirudh, you mentioned about games, and with your latest, acquisition of Loco. Do you think gaming is the next emerging trend in branded content? And do you think for the Gen Z, it will help drive brand loyalties?
Yeah, so, we always think of the consumer first and then what kind of behavior the consumer is engaging in. If you talk to young people today, they will talk about some of the fun things that they're doing, which I can't mention on stage. And a lot of them play PUBG. That's where they're spending a lot of their time, and the rest of the time they're watching content. So we saw that as a very early behavior that we can lean into. And I see gaming, and gaming is not just hyper-casual gaming or just PUBG or, that behavior is actually evolving. A lot of people are going on PUBG and just chatting with their friends. So it's gaming as a social space is also evolving. And I think you see with the latest announcement by Reliance on how they want to pipe games to your house, they want more people to interact and than just be dumb consumers of content, right? So brands will then follow that, because that once attention moves, then brands will move, right? I'm not as negative on brands moving, and I think we've seen huge progress just coming here last year. Between last year and this year, huge progress. SBI partnered with us on Loco, right? It's, when you think of SBI, you don't think of like an innovative new brand, but they are actually thinking of that direction and moving aggressively, right? And with our shows as well, that's happened. So I think once attention moves and you show results, and it has to be done slowly. Like, you cannot expect mass movement, right? It's like that saying, small mein laate jao, large banate jao, right? So you take small steps, and then when they see the value, they'll come to you. You have to show value to the brands. I think a big problem in content creation is that the question itself already pits the content and distribution against the advertising. It cannot be one versus the other, because when you do that, then you're basically stealing value from each other versus creating value together. So if part of the objective is that, yes, the brand is going to be part of the story, or it's going to be part of the content, it's going to work well. And Loco, it's worked immensely well, because when we gave out money at the end of Loco, people used to ask, where's this money coming from? So the Indian consumer is like, isme kuch scam hoga, right? But when they see a OnePlus there, or they see SBI, or any of the brands we worked with, they get confidence. They're like, okay, this is an advertising form. Now they're reading up on the brand as well. Where would they do that? And so I think we shouldn't assume so much about the consumer, right? Like, whether something is in your face, not in your face. I think let the consumer decide and tell you. I think we, in the old broadcast world, we had this very editorial, sit on a pulpit, dictate to the world. And that's where I feel I have a big advantage. I have no talent. So I'm just listening to the consumer constantly and trying to react to that. So yeah, they will move for sure. In my mind, there's no question about that. Brand launches will happen on gaming platforms like Fortnite or on Loco. It will happen for sure because attention will move.
And that's where the future looks very exciting. I think Deepak, you've been part of the TV side and now also on the digital side, which is like a vast era. And Applause as a philosophy believes in premium content. So how do you define premiumness? What's premium? Does Bhuvan Bam also become premium?
I think Samir answered that in the famous between Narcos and Nagin. But what happens is that film, the formulaic film and television is slightly deals with unreal solutions to real problems. So there's always a formula. The hero will tackle 20 people at one time. In our space, currently, we have the liberty to move a bit real into realer story, real stories, real people, characters which you can see around you. They are not heroic in that sense. Also, television is scheduled, and here it is what I want to see, when I want to see, where I want to see. So that is another advantage of OTT, I can say that. I mean, you don't have to, oh God, I missed that, and now it's never going to come back. So I think the stories like in America, the premium television was as good as what is coming on Netflix and Amazon. It was always there. It is just the distribution system has become more convenient. I can see where I want, when I want, how I want. So the content is pretty much the same. So we are going to move into that direction of premium television, great stories, and Applause. We've, of course, had a lot of applause for a lot of work we've done. And it's a benchmark we've set. I mean, if you have seen those shows, you know what we mean, how different it is from a daily soap or a formulaic film. Yeah, that's it.
Interesting. Sagar, again, QK deals in a completely different genre, which is music, and music is a very, gives more ROI, and where does the magic lie? Because you have a lot of user-generated content in music. You have jammings, you have TikToks and stuff. So what do you think works well when we look at, a music-led content?
See, if you look at music right now, it's one of the hottest categories on digital, right? Whether you look at any of the views, I mean, obviously, because music, you can listen to it 20 times, whereas a murder mystery, you can watch it maybe twice, right? So by that, just by that logic, you have 700 million views on a song. But it's a very interesting time right now because there is a massive push on independent music, right? So the floodgates have opened, and we are seeing more and more independent music coming in. Firstly, it's YouTube, which is a great platform to sort of promote this music and get paid for it. Now, streaming platforms have opened, which are giving a lot of revenue for these independent artists. And then sort of platforms like TikTok, which basically take 10 seconds of your song, and thousands of people sort of make dub smash videos on them, and your song can become really viral. Like one of the songs that we worked with, there's this creator called Gajendra Verma. He had a 0 subscriber channel, and some of the people on this stage would know what a 0 subscriber channel means, right? It
मुझे नहीं
means
पता वो
nothing,
क्या होता है यार.
right? And he launched this video. It's called Tera Ghata. उसमें उसका सिर्फ फायदा हुआ because it became super viral on TikTok, and today that video stands at 300 million views, okay? And only on one song, close to 2.5 million subscribers on that channel. So that's the power of influence, because a bunch of influencers took it up and they thought this line was really funny, Isme Tera Ghata, and sort of did it on TikTok, and it became super viral, and it drove traffic because people were searching on YouTube and wanting to see the song. So, I mean, right now, this entire circle has become an industry by itself, right? TikTokers today, I mean, just the top TikTok star in the country. He's about 24 million TikTok fans on TikTok, but he translates into about 7 million fans on Instagram. So he's bigger than a standard Bollywood movie star.
I love TikTok. I watch it every day. I watch
Right?
it.
So
I've
this-
just been recently hooked onto it, and it's fantastic.
And it's not just one. there would be 100 of these, right? So, I mean, the whole community is wonderful. And now in this, you can promote tracks, you can promote brands. I mean,
In fact, I never expected
Things.
SBI to come and do something with TikTok, but they did some wonders there. I'll just have a question again open for the panel. So, can we say that a future of content is entertainment with storytelling, irrespective of the platform?
It's always been there.
I would agree.
But do we still confirm it for the future? It has to be entertainment plus storytelling. Whether you're
Storytelling is entertainment only, no?
true. I mean, from that sense,
Good
right?
storytelling is
Good.
entertainment.
No, sometimes bad storytelling is also very entertaining.
yeah, I think-
Watch TikTok, boss. It's damn entertaining.
No, we love TikToks. It's not a problem.
I mean, it doesn't have to be good or bad, right? It has a market to it. If you have fans, if you can put content out, people are going to watch it. Platforms, different kinds of platform will promote different kind of content. And I think the more it grows, the better it is.
True. So before we, take it for the audience questions, I would request each one of you, if you could give us two takeaways for the content for the next generation. If you have to give your two mantras for decoding this future of content for the audience, what would those be?
There's no mantra, boss. Just be yourself. There's no mantra.
Two takeaways. Okay.
That's the takeaway. There's no mantra. Just be
Just
you.
go with the audience. Yeah.
Just be you.
I think you have to push for higher quality, first of all.
Right.
And more stories which are less formulaic and more driven towards niches and human emotions that are not explored on other platforms. Digital has that opportunity which, you're... Yeah.
So quality and niche.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a content creator, think about data and distribution very, very strongly, because without distribution, your content will not be seen by anyone and have less value. And go to platforms that are new, right? There's a very, very large TikToker today who had come to me 2 years back saying, should I just start a YouTube channel? I said, your aim may be to start a YouTube channel finally, but start on TikTok first, because it's a smaller platform and you will probably shine there. So find new niches of entertainment and provide your voice there, that authenticity that Goldie's talking about, provide it there in that format. And then you can actually expand to many, many different things. Today, they used to say, you guys at Filter Copy are making these short memes and, just short videos. Yeah, we do that and we love doing that. We still do it. That's how we empower any creator who's just come out of a small college to go out and create content, see that millions of people like their content, gets their confidence up. That same person has gone and created a Netflix show, right? So you don't have to judge anyone on that count, but just keep creating and find the right platform and then find the right fit for that platform. Because the same content will not work across platforms.
True. Well said. Sameer?
I guess get inspired from the West, but don't mimic it. Be original. Understand the Indian audience, what Indian sensibilities are. I guess that's very important, because I actually fear that we have already started trying to kind of mimic the West and trying to create shows which look like a certain show from outside. That's something that we need to be very aware of, because otherwise we'll end up again not creating good content. We're just creating regular stuff.
Simple takeaway, if you have a camera in your hand, you could be the biggest thing tomorrow, right? This is the best time to be a creator. If you're slightly good, if you have the X factor, platforms will be chasing you, big production houses will be chasing you. If you can create magic in that small screen, life is good.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone out here. Hopefully we are on time.
have a big-
We open it for the audience questions.
Yes, 3 questions only, and can you please keep it very precise? Thank you so much. मैं जिन्ना कंटेंट क्रिएट किया है ना ओरिजिनल होके Yes,
Hi.
ma'am.
Hello, everyone. I'm Neha Agrawal from Baskin Robbins. And first of all, I must say it was a truly enriching discussion. And my question is open for the panel. So midway, there was a discussion on how brands in India are now slowly moving away from the in-your-face advertising, right? So in your 5 to 10 minute video, you have a, say, 30-second of a conversation of the brand built in. Now, in such cases, how do brands ensure that A, they're able to differentiate themselves, breaking away from the clutter, and B, it becomes sustainable for them so that it can justify the investment? Thank you.
Yeah, so I think you had two parts. How do you differentiate and how do you sustain? Differentiation will come from the product positioning and the branding positioning that you're taking, and then finding the right content creator, i.e. the distribution medium as well for that, and then finding the right content piece for that. And sustenance is, we talk about all the time, don't do just one video, it's insufficient, right? When you're looking at, in the old media world, you talked about working versus non-working media, and you'd spend 10 crores on getting Salman and then spend 100 crores on a advertising campaign. Think about it the same way, right? If you're giving Filter Copy one video, yeah, there'll be benefits for sure, and we've seen massive benefits. But as more and more competition comes, we also get a lot of advertiser demand. The ROI of that channel decreases for individual pieces of content. So you'll have to do more content and stand out from that point of view. But the first thing is always find the right content creator for what you are trying to do.
Sir, my question to Anirudh sir. First of all, very congratulations for getting funding for 100 crores. I think it's the first company which got this round of applause, please. It's the first company which got 100 crore funding. So what's your take on that? And secondly, with all the panels, so is there any opportunity like financer and distributor, apart from investing in film productions, they can come up with this YouTuber company which are also not available on OTT platform. So is there any opportunity in coming days? The more companies will be coming with 100 crores, 12 crores for OTT platform and YouTuber companies.
Thank you. The raising money is one part of the battle. Next day is day zero, you go again. So, it's a recognition of the leadership of our company in the sector, but also for the sector in general and what we are all trying to build together. So I think you will see this is just the start. There's going to be a lot more investment that will happen in the sector. I think traditionally, we haven't had many success stories from the creator side in India. I think in the West, there have been more examples of that. So as we set the benchmarks, we are creating, I always say we are in the 1.0 of what we're doing. 10, 15 years from now, you're going to see great investments. And there are great companies that have been created in media, whether it's a Z or UTV and these kind of companies that were in India before. You're going to see a new version of that also emerging. So the platforms are going to obviously see huge investment as well. So as long as people keep investing in, the content itself, to tell new stories, to figure out new platforms, you put it into technology, right? What we saw today was, the Woot panelists before us. These are things that, tech companies have been talking about for a while, but nobody in this room was hearing it. So now I'm seeing that progress also. So you're going to see, investments in that, and you're going to see new platforms come out of India as well. And we have all tried new things, right? I remember when these guys did TVF box office, I was just blown away by, I was like, oh, someone's trying something new, right? And the same thing we're trying with Loco, right? Trying to progress that discussion forward, and then invest in people, pay your people well, train them well, so that there is institutional knowledge that builds. And whether they stay at your company and create another company later is okay, but create institutional knowledge. So that's what we are trying to do.
Can we have the last question, please?
I'm writer Anjana Sood. This question is from my dad. My dad, who's about 85, but he looks about 70. And little bit about him that now he gets into these phrases. These days, he's traveled a lot, read a lot, but these days he's not speaking English. He's totally Hindi. So he wanted me to ask you this question and wanted me to say in his language. So these days he's speaking Hindi and he said, West में जा रही हो उनसे कहना कि ये देश है, I think 103 elderly people, senior citizens. So when I see everybody promoting themselves and seeing Netflix and Amazon, तो मुझे अपना आप बड़ा outdated लगता है. मुझे ये लगता है कि मैं भी कब show off करूँगा कि मैं Netflix, Amazon देखता हूँ. तो उधर जाके एक question पूछना कि मैं elderly people को represent करता हूँ, मैं ये अश्लील sex, killing नहीं देखना चाहता. Content is the king and I want to be part of that kingdom. क्या वो लोग कुछ हमारे जैसे लोगों के लिए करेंगे या ये सिर्फ नेक्स्ट जनरेशन यंग का होगा और मैं ऐसे ही चला जाऊंगा. And he wanted, I gave him my answer, but he wanted answer from you saying तुमने अभी वेब शुरू किया है, फिल्में शुरू की हैं, so I want an answer for them and please request them and shoot that वो हिंदी में ही आंसर दें. So I want an answer, whatever it is,
But that's
so that
only a
he feels
question.
happy.
Hello, uncle.
Yes. Oh, he'll be very happy.
Actually, namaste, uncle. Sorry, वो भी गलत हो गया. ऐसा नहीं है कि डिजिटल पर कंटेंट सिर्फ वायलेंस और सेक्स के अराउंड है. हम लोगों ने ही ऐसे काफ़ी सारे शोज़ बनाए हैं
Yes.
जो कि बहुत फैमिली ओरिएंटेड शोज़ हैं. हमारा ही एक शो था ये मेरी फैमिली, विच इज़ नाउ इंडियाज़ टॉप, आई मीन इन IMDb टॉप 250 का एक शो का लिस्ट होता है, इसमें इट्स अमंग दैट लिस्ट. नो, तो वर्ल्ड के टॉप शोज़ के अंदर है वो. और ऐसे शोज़ भी बनते हैं. नो, यू हैव आपके पास शोज़ हैं लिटिल थिंग्स जैसे, आपके पास शोज़ हैं परमानेंट रूममेट जैसे. नो, तो आपके पास हर टाइप का कंटेंट है सर. थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा कंटेंट मैं समझ सकता हूँ कि हाँ बन रहा है जिस टाइप का, जो कि शायद आप ना देखना चाहें, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि एक साफ सुथरा अच्छा कंटेंट भी नहीं है. No, वो भी बन रहा है. तो आप प्लीज़ वैसा कंटेंट भी देखिए, वो अवेलेबल है सर.
So I told him, but he said, उनसे जवाब चाहिए मुझे. Thank you
उनसे
so
उनसे
much.
ज़रूर दरखास्त कीजिए हमारा कंटेंट देखें.
बिल्कुल.
व्हाट द फोक्स हमारा एक शो है, वो ज़रूर
Yeah, I
देखें.
told him.
और उसके बाद आपको दिखेगा कि एक और दुनिया भी है वहाँ पे. बहुत
Yes.
ज़्यादा शोर मच रहा है इस बात पे कि सेक्स ही है और कंटेंट बना रहे हैं. उसकी लॉन्ग टर्म वैल्यू सबसे कम है मेरे हिसाब
Right,
से.
right.
वॉचेबिलिटी
I told
उसकी
him
कम
all
है.
that. I told him all that.
Yesterday someone, I just want to add a
Yeah.
little thing here कि मुझे कल किसी ने पूछा आप लोग हर तरह का प्लेटफॉर्म बना रहे हो, आप लोग पॉर्न का प्लेटफॉर्म क्यों नहीं बना रहे? मैंने कहा उसमें टाइम स्पेंड बहुत कम होता है. तो वो कोई बिजनेस के लिए भी कुछ ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं है.
वैसे ही gave $1 million idea. He said कि जैसे सारे गामा इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए ऑडियो, they should do a elderly के लिए something like that. So I said I'll convey. Thank you so much.
I think it's our generation's duty also to research what shows are going and tell our elders कि पापा या मम्मा ये वाला शो अच्छा है, ये आपको अच्छा लगेगा. And I think so that's what I do most of the time.
सर पम्मी आंटी बहुत तेज हैं, उनको हमेशा पता
मैं
रहता
ते
है.
बहुत ही
पता
तेज
रहता तुम्हें हमेशा.
ਆਪਣੇ ਪਾਪਾ ਨੂੰ ਕਈ ਮੇਰਾ ਸ਼ੋ ਵੇਖ ਲੈ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਭੈਣ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ.
Sir, I have one question.
Well,
If I can ask.
okay,
I have a
last question please, sir.
Okay. So we are talking about the future of content as the technology is playing the major role, and TikTok have given us the real-time effects option. And previously we are presenting stories and emotions. So in future, what kind of content is going to work from the point of view of the creator, not the brands?
I think this whole discussion was that only. We were
Sir,
answering
but
that only.
still, we are not clear na कि what kind of content is
Even
going
we
to
are
work.
not clear. We keep on making and trying and seeing what will work.
Okay.
So let me just add one more question. I think while we are trying to make branded content mainstream, I think the whole ecosystem is more advertising driven. I have led ad sales for 9XM and for Bindas the youth platforms, and let me tell you, I've tried launching branded content for this next gen, and it's been a great challenge for brands, both MNCs and homegrown, where effectiveness and measurability still remains a challenge. Okay, and I think as industry leaders are sitting here in this room, if this branded content piece has to be mainstream and has to be supported by advertising, I think these two challenges really need to be addressed. And I would like to understand what steps are we all going to be taking towards this direction to make this piece bigger.
Which two steps could you repeat?
Measurability and viewership metrics. How do you do it? Because this is something which brands still get into a CPRP discussions, CPM discussions, and the whole piece on premiumness, on how to put up pricing to that branding within the branded content still remains a big challenge.
मुझे अपनी सेल्स टीम को लाना चाहिए था साथ में. But yeah, just real quick on that. I think do not use apples for oranges. TV के metrics आप digital पे ना use करें. डिजिटल पे आप डिजिटल के मैट्रिक्स यूज़ करें. इंडिया की करेंसी रुपी है, यहाँ पे डॉलर की बात ना करें. एक बात वो समझ जाएंगे. बाकी समीर एंड आई कैन मीट यू आउटसाइड एंड यू नो गिव यू मोर डिटेल्स ऑन दिस.
Thank you so much. Can I quickly request Mr. Samar Kagalwal to announce the winner for this panel? Whosoever asked the best question. Hello.
I think the last panel didn't have a winner, so we'll have two this time, if that's okay. We can have someone, I think Neha, who asked on Baskin Robbins, if that was one. And
Thank
of course,
you so much.
the one for the uncle here. and if you can just pick up that prize for him.
Can we quickly have...
If both of you can come up quickly, please.
And can I also please invite Ms. Neeta Thakre, business consultant, IWM Bus, to please come on the stage and give the mementos to the panelists.
It's like the memory of a warm and sunny day. I think of you. Have I finally seen the light of a man called Mr. Right? Is this heaven? Is this heaven? He's omnisciently. He is everything to me. This is heaven. This is heaven.
In the meantime, I'd quickly like to thank our sponsors. MX Player presents India Web Fest 2019, powered by Woot, Sony Live and Applause Entertainment, Platinum Partner QKey. And please do not watch the telecast on Republic TV and live webcast on iwmbus.com. Thank you so much, sir.
How did this happen? Every time I look away, I still see you. Just like a daydream on a warm and sunny day, I reach for you. Have I finally seen the light of a man called Mr. Right? Is this heaven?
If you are staying here, I will love to meet you. Thank you so much, everybody. Can we have a big round of applause for this brilliant panel? Thank you so much, sir.